Our next spotlight speaker is on a totally different topic. We move from the liquid bioenergy to the solid, and we have a renewable heat case study. Our presenter is Ger Crosse. Ger is the Commercial and Business Director of Woodco Renewable Energy. Ger is also Director of the Irish Bioenergy Association. The company has a manufacturing facility in County Tipperary, as well as offices in Ireland and the UK, and has a supplier boiler system across Ireland, has supplied boilers across Ireland, the UK, Europe, and United States and Canada, and offers a broad range of domestic and commercial biomass heating solutions to a wide variety of customers and clients. 49 years in business, the family company produced its first boiler 49 years ago, and is still providing cost-effective and sustainable biomass energy solutions. So thank you, Ger, for joining us today, and we depend on you to take back some time in our schedule. So over to you, Ger.
Yeah, I won't let you down, Sean. That's okay. Good afternoon, and thanks for the introduction. So my presentation is just literally just to show you some examples of biomass boilers in action. There's a very vibrant industry now in the country, burning wood chip and wood pellets across a range of industries. And one of the things we've done to facilitate that uptake is to provide energy supply contracts. And energy supply contract is an ESCO is the abbreviation, where we supply a biomass boiler free of charge to the client, and they get the benefit of cheaper, sustainable heat, and we manage and operate the systems. So that, what's an energy supply contract? Most of you probably already know what it is. There's a wood pellet truck in a different country. So we'll install the boiler, we'll maintain it and operate it, and basically the owner or the site that it's on pays for the heat, and they must agree to a fair usage policy. So if we put in a system, they've got to agree to use it, and they commit to it generally for a period of 15 years, the lifetime of the SSRH scheme. And it's particularly attractive to businesses with high heating costs. Businesses that are running on LPG gas, nowadays natural gas has become expensive, and oil, and we're helping them to decarbonise. And most of the businesses that we have put them into, we have a number of these ESCO contracts in place around the country, and they're care homes and leisure facilities. So this is a model that's fairly commonplace in Britain. When the RHI was running in the UK, pension funds and lots of investors saw this as an opportunity to install systems, generate renewable heat, and the income from it is sovereign backed. The government pays the owner of the asset for providing this renewable heat. So in Ireland, we've got the support scheme for renewable heat, and the model is almost identical, where we and for many clients, they want their asset off balance sheet. A care home owner or a leisure centre doesn't necessarily want to be to own a biomass boiler, own and operate it and maintain it. They're quite happy just to get cheaper heating, lower cost heating, and have somebody else take care of the asset and provide it just like a utility company. And for a lot of these businesses, they're another major reason for them installing the system, or allowing us to install the system, is to decarbonise, to get the kudos for decarbonising their heating. So it's a win-win for the client and for the ESCO provider. How do we do it? Well, the SSRH is the thing that makes this doable. It's the support scheme for renewable heat, which launched 3 years ago, and it's now starting to get significant traction in the country, where people are incentivised to displace fossil fuel and put in biomass boilers. And that graph there shows, with the SSRH, this financial incentive, we'll suddenly get an uptake, bringing us up to 12 and beyond 12% of our heating coming from renewables. Currently, we're stuck around 8% at the moment, or between 6 and 8% at the moment. And again, for the ESCO provider, there's an element of risk, but if you look at that graph, for the last 16 years or so, biomass fuel, either wood chip or wood pellet, the lines on the bottom, have consistently, in fact, they've never been dearer than gas or than LPG gas or oil. So we're fairly confident that biomass fuel will always be cheaper than oil. So that's how we commit to the client. We'll guarantee you savings for 15 years that we'll supply you heat cheaper than the oil or the gas that you've displaced. So we've set up an SPV, a special purpose vehicle called Bioenergy Installations, to deploy Woodco biomass boilers throughout the country under ESCO contracts. And we get the project approved by the SCI first before we embark on the project. And we install the boiler and we provide fuel to it for 15 years. And we operate and we maintain the boiler for 15 years. So it's a compelling case. It's an opportunity for a business to slash its heating costs, future-proof against future fossil fuel prices. There's no capex required, not a single euro required by the site owner, be that a care home or a hotel or a leisure centre. They avoid carbon tax, so straight away when you switch to biomass, it's exempt from carbon tax, and carbon tax is quite a nasty little tax that's increasing. It's adding 1.8 cents to a litre of oil every year, incrementally from now to 2030. So it's a kind of a hidden tax. And you can decarbonise. So we're doing a number of schools as well at the moment, where we're putting in boilers to schools. And they've certainty. The client has certainty. They've no maintenance costs. It's all built into the price of the fuel, the heat. So they've no surprises. And for a lot of these people, they were getting nasty shocks from having to replace old oil or gas boilers or parts breaking down that they need replacements, and that's all covered in the ESCO contract. So just a few pictures now. We're almost there. So that's what they're committing to. That's a larger system with a buffer tank and a 500 kilowatt wood chip boiler. They've committed to a 15-year contract. That's what a pellet fuel delivery truck looks like. I mean, it could look like an oil truck, but they're delivering wood chip and wood pellets in a lot of cases. And we're guaranteeing them savings. So we can supply biomass heat if it's on wood pellets at around 8.5 cents a kilowatt hour. Our contract with the client says we will guarantee to provide you heat between 10 and 20% cheaper than your current gas price or oil price. And every year on the anniversary of the contract, we get the local oil company to give us three local oil companies get the average oil price, and we'll commit to supplying heat to that business at 15 or 20% lower than the oil price at that prevailing point in time. And so it's renewed every year on the anniversary of the agreement. So a few pictures, just finally a few examples. A care home in County Tipperary. It's displaced LPG gas. You see the eco cabin there. It's a plug-and-play solution. The boiler is in the containerised solution, and the fuel store beside it. Another 150 kilowatt boiler in a care home in County Mayo. Again, displacing 40,000 litres of oil, just over 100 tonnes of carbon displaced by installing a biomass boiler. You can see the picture of the cabin there with the fuel store beside it. Similarly, another care home in County Galway, again 150 kilowatt boiler, where the client has signed up to a 15-year ESCO agreement, and we supply them heat at 10 to 15% less than the gas price at the moment. And they're displacing 42,000 litres of gas. And that's a large guest house up in County Mayo as well, in Foxford. And again, they've committed to it. They were actually burning coal and turf and in a solid fuel boiler, and the next generation were taking over the care home and just wanted to step away from all that dirty fuel, so that was a pretty easy win. And it's a fully automated biomass heating system supplied to that guest house. And then finally, just down the road from us here, we're currently installing a 500 kilowatt biomass boiler in the watershed, the large swimming pool here just down the road. And again, it's a big win for them. We're displacing 1.5 million kilowatt hours of gas, fossil fuel, and we've entered into a 15-year contract with them to supply them with a boiler, operate and maintain it for them, and deliver them huge savings over the lifetime of the boiler. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Chair, for your presentation, and certainly lots of opportunity for anyone that's attending today that wants to embrace the opportunities that solid biomass presents.